Okay, so first question is, how are the herbs extracted, right? So basically, the way that the herbs are extracted in almost all cases is that they are hot water extractions, right? So the way that herbs have been traditionally made for thousands of years in Taoism is that very simply the herbs would be found, right? Then they would bring them home, put them in a pot with some hot water, right? Now, in some cases, just a little bit of time in hot water is enough in the case of very delicate herbs. Sometimes the herbs have to be boiled vigorously for several hours in the case of the more woody or barky herbs. But in either case, at the end of it, the goodness from the plant will be extracted into the water and then you consume the water, right? That's basically the bottom line of the way we do it, hot water extraction as opposed to an alcohol or a fat extraction. Now, the challenge with that is that first of all, shipping big bulky herbs from China is more expensive, so it ends up costing you more. Second of all, it's quite a difficult, tedious process in a lot of cases that's easy to do wrong. Third of all, a lot of the herbs don't smell too great when they're in the process of extracting or boiling away, and can kind of stink up the whole house, as my friend used to put it when I had a roommate. And so it's a lot easier ultimately to just get all of that done for you. So that's what these are, the herbal extracts. They are pre-extracted. So obviously they're not taken home and put it into little pots. This is done on a big scale, but basically it's the same thing, right? So large amounts of the finest quality herb available get taken, added to big vats, and then basically they are boiled, right? Water extracted. Then what happens is we basically evaporate off the water, and what's left when you evaporate the water, and if you were to try this at home with an experiment, let's say you had some kind of Chinese herb like Hoshi Wu or something like that, if you were to do exactly the same, if you were to make a water extract, remove the herbs and then evaporate off all the water, you'd find what's left at the bottom is not powder, it's kind of a sticky stuff because there's a lot of essential oils in there, a lot of polysaccharides. And so what we do with those, we add a little bit of an excipient, right? So an excipient is something to bind with that pure medicinal goodness and turn it into a powder form. So we use pesticide-free, GMO-free brown rice powder, right? So we just add that in a little bit. By the way, if there are any other companies out there who are claiming not to use excipients, it's not possible, right? So Lion Herbs are one of the few companies that are honest enough to say, look, we use excipients, like, as everyone does who uses herbal extract powders, right? But it's a great quality excipient, and of course the majority of what you're getting is actually the herbs. So then that excipient is bound up with the herbal goodness, and then you get a Lionheart Herbs extract powder.